Have you ever noticed something strange? The people who desperately chase love almost never find it. The people who finally experience something real stop chasing long before it arrived. Why? Because most people aren't falling in love with another person. They're falling in love with a story they secretly wrote inside their own mind. Maybe you've done it too. You meet someone attractive. Within days, your brain starts filling in the blanks. They understand me. They're different. This could be forever. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You're no longer seeing the person. You're seeing your imagination wearing their face. That's why so many relationships collapse so quickly. Not because someone changed, because reality finally entered the room. The fantasy died, and suddenly you say, "They weren't who I thought they were." No, they were exactly who they always were. You were simply in love with a version that never existed. Think about it. How many times have you suffered over someone who barely knew the version of you living inside your own head? How many nights were spent grieving a future that never actually happened? This is the first psychological trap almost everyone falls into. We confuse emotional intensity with genuine connection, but they're not the same thing. Intensity is fast. Connection is built. Intensity feels like fire. Connection feels like peace. And here's what nobody tells you. Your heart rarely chooses. Your unresolved wounds do. If you've spent your life craving approval, you'll be drawn toward people who make you earn it. If you've been abandoned before, you'll mistake inconsistency for excitement. If chaos feels familiar, calm will actually feel boring. Read that again. Sometimes your attraction isn't leading you toward love. It's leading you back toward an old emotional injury. That's why different faces can create the same heartbreak. Because the problem isn't the people. It's the pattern. And patterns don't disappear just because someone new walks into your life. They disappear when you finally become aware of them. The greatest prison isn't a toxic relationship. It's believing your pain is your personality. Because once you believe that, you'll recreate the same story with different names, different cities, different faces, different promises. The ending stays the same. So before asking, "How do I find the right person?" ask yourself something far more uncomfortable. What inside me keeps choosing the wrong experience? That question changes everything. Because love doesn't begin the moment someone enters your life. It begins the moment you stop asking another person to complete the parts of yourself you've refused to face. Most people think relationships reveal compatibility. In reality, they reveal consciousness. They expose your fears, your insecurities, your emotional habits, your hidden beliefs about your own worth. A relationship is simply a mirror, and mirrors never create the cracks. They only show you where they already exist. So maybe the real question isn't, "Who should I love?" Maybe it's, "Who am I becoming?" before love even arrives. Because the answer to that question determines every relationship you'll ever have. And once you understand that, everything you believed about love begins to change. If you truly want a relationship that lasts, you have to stop searching for someone who feels magical. Start searching for someone who is real. Real people have flaws. They have bad days. They make mistakes. They won't always say the perfect thing, and neither will you. The strongest relationships aren't built between two perfect people. They're built between two people who choose honesty over illusion. Because the moment you stop trying to impress each other, you finally have a chance to know each other. Most people don't fear loneliness. They fear being seen without the mask, without the confidence, without the carefully crafted version they show the world. But love can only exist where pretending ends. Ask yourself this: If someone loved you exactly as you are today, would you believe them? Or would you spend every day waiting for them to leave? That answer reveals more about your future than your dating history ever will. Because every relationship eventually becomes a conversation between two nervous systems. Not two profiles, not two bodies, two emotional histories. And if both people carry fear without awareness, love slowly turns into control. Control becomes resentment. Resentment becomes distance. Then people say they fell out of love. In reality, they stopped growing. The healthiest couples don't avoid conflict. They avoid ego. There's a difference. Ego wants to win. Love wants to understand. Ego keeps score. Love keeps building. Ego asks, "What can I get?" Love quietly asks, "What can we become together?" That's the shift most people never make. They're looking for someone who completes their life, instead of someone who inspires them to expand it. Imagine two trees growing side by side. Neither tree steals sunlight from the other. Neither tree apologizes for growing. Their roots go deeper. Their branches reach higher. Together, they create something stronger than either could alone. That's what a healthy relationship feels like. Not dependency, not obsession, growth. And growth is impossible if one person refuses to evolve. So before you ask where you'll meet the right person, ask whether the person you're becoming would recognize them. So stop chasing chemistry. Build character. Stop chasing attention. Build awareness. Stop asking when love will arrive. Become someone who no longer needs love to escape themselves. That's the paradox. The moment you stop searching for someone to save you, you become someone worth building a future with. One day, you'll look back and realize your greatest relationship didn't begin when you met the right person. It began the day you stopped lying to yourself. And when that day comes, love will no longer feel like luck. It will feel like recognition. There's another mistake almost everyone makes. They believe love is supposed to remove fear. It doesn't. It reveals it. The closer someone gets to you, the less they meet your confidence, and the more they meet your unconscious. That's why a simple text can ruin your entire day. A delayed reply suddenly feels like rejection. A small disagreement feels like abandonment. A little distance feels like the end. The problem isn't the moment. The problem is the meaning your mind attaches to it. Your brain isn't reacting to today. It's reacting to memories it never fully healed. That's why two people can experience the exact same situation and feel completely different emotions. One sees space, the other sees betrayal. One sees feedback, the other hears criticism. Reality hasn't changed. Only the story has. This is why emotional maturity matters more than chemistry. Chemistry can start a relationship. Only awareness can protect it. Think about the strongest people you've ever met. They weren't fearless. They simply refused to let fear make their decisions. Relationships work the same way. Love isn't choosing someone because they never trigger you. Love is choosing to understand why you were triggered in the first place. That changes everything. Now ask yourself something most people avoid. When someone disappoints you, do you become curious or do you become defensive? Because curiosity creates connection. Defensiveness creates distance. The moment your ego enters the conversation, understanding quietly leaves. And without understanding, even two good people can destroy something beautiful. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Your partner is not responsible for healing every wound you carry. They can support you. They can encourage you. They can stand beside you. But they cannot fight battles you refuse to face yourself. Healing is an inside job. Love simply gives you a safe place to continue it. That's why emotionally healthy people don't expect perfection. They expect honesty, because honesty builds trust. Trust builds safety, and safety allows love to grow naturally. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with stones. Every betrayal, every disappointment, every broken promise, every insecurity. Now imagine entering a new relationship without putting that backpack down. Soon, you'll wonder why everything feels so heavy. It isn't your partner. It's the weight you've been carrying for years, until you remove it. Every relationship will feel harder than it has to be. Real love doesn't erase your past. It gives you the courage to stop living inside it. And maybe that's the greatest transformation of all. Not finding someone who changes your life, but becoming someone who is finally free enough to experience love as it truly is. Freedom is where real love begins. Not the freedom to leave whenever things become difficult. The freedom to be completely yourself without fear of rejection. Most people spend years trying to become more attractive. Very few spend time becoming more authentic. But authenticity is what creates trust. And trust is what creates intimacy. Anyone can fall in love with your highlight reel. The right person falls in love with your truth. That is a completely different kind of connection. So stop asking whether someone is the one. Ask whether both of you are moving in the same direction. Because attraction can bring two people together. Only purpose keeps them together. When two people are committed to becoming wiser, healthier, and more emotionally aware, their relationship becomes more than romance. It becomes a place where both people grow stronger. That's the kind of relationship that survives life's hardest seasons. Not because life becomes easier, but because both people become better. One day your appearance will change, your achievements will change, your circumstances will change, even your dreams may change, but the character you build today will remain. That's why character is always more valuable than chemistry. Chemistry gets your attention. Character earns your trust. And trust is what keeps love alive long after excitement fades. So if you're waiting for the perfect relationship, stop. Become the kind of person who brings peace instead of chaos, who listens before reacting, who understands before judging, who chooses growth over comfort. Because the quality of your relationships will never rise above the quality of the person you become. Maybe that's why so many people keep searching, yet never feel found. They're looking for someone to change their life, while avoiding the changes their own life requires. The greatest love story isn't about finding your missing half. It's about becoming whole, then choosing to walk beside someone who is doing the same. And when that happens, love is no longer based on fear. It isn't built on loneliness. It isn't driven by validation. It becomes a choice, a conscious decision made every single day. Not because you need each other to survive, but because together you create a life that's richer than either of you could build alone. So before you close this video, remember one thing. The relationship you've been searching for doesn't begin when you meet the right person. It begins the day you become one. If this changed the way you see love, then you're exactly where you need to be. Subscribe to Daily Deep Psychology, because the strongest relationships are built by people who never stop understanding themselves.